going on? Why am I up here? What is going on? Oh God, I need to cover up a bit. Feeling a bit naked here. And am I paler? I don't want to, like, I think, have I got lighter? What the hell is going on? Why? Oh my God. The updates! Yes, or updates I should say. God damn, it's been a while. Well, I don't really know what to say, to be honest. Does that mean that, I wonder if it's because they've changed the way they're doing updates. Is that now going to affect my, like, form? I mean, to be honest, I kind of like it. I mean, like, the dress, not so much, but, like, I like it quite a lot, actually. Huh. Okay, I don't know what that was, but welcome to episode 77 of Sh4d0wCRAFT Chapter 3 Totality! Well, that was loud and probably a bit over the top, but yeah, screw it. So, a bit of recap, yeah, I think that'll be nice. The dragon is dead, completely turned to stone, absolutely lifeless, it's been taken by corruption, the egg is still missing, so that's a little side quest that we can pay attention to at another time. But for now, something a tiny bit more urgent. See, for anyone who can remember, back in February, I committed to trying something incredibly large, very long, extremely hard, very big and tiring, and for the outcome of it, I do somewhat need something even bigger. And so, yeah, you can kind of see where this is going.
I don't know what you guys were thinking about. I was talking about the giant ore tower that went up to world height that gave us over like 200,000 drops. Insane, by the way. It took forever, but 100% worth it. I would never have to mine again.
I mean, think about what you want to think about, but we are talking about the game here, not like, you know what, let's not even go there. Yeah, so pretty much straight after we mined down the tower on Twitch, I went ahead and made a list of stuff that would basically need doing as a containment for this kind of thing. And as some of you will know, when out here over on Sh4d0wCRAFT, we like to do things big or even crazily bigger, which is why I decided to print the fonts and text onto somewhere I knew I would not miss, because I constantly fly over it. See, the idea is to tick these boxes off as we go, get them done, and I might even replace this with other words at some point, so that in-game we actually have a checklist of what we need to do. But first, if we slide in through this tight little hole, you'll see this wall of basically listings for farms that need doing, and the ones that are lit up are the ones that have already been done, the ones that don't have lights are the ones that need building, and as you'll see, some of them do actually have names on them being the same item as others, because there's some things I can't get right now without the farms, like bedrock for example. However, what you also may notice is the little row up the top, and if you're wondering why I'm talking like this, I have no idea. It just came along randomly, and you know what, we're going to stick with it for this element. See, this top row here is actually a list of machines that I really want to get built on this world before it dies out. And one of them is a super duper ultra mega lazy man frickin' degger beggar legger frickin' omega super smelter, essentially. And I've had some ideas for this. I've done some testing in a creative world, which I haven't done in a while, which is extremely fun. And I've actually decided to go for a very, very simple design. Now, see, this whole row up the top, it's not just stuff that is kind of necessary. It's more stuff for fun as well. So like a world eater, we've got friggin' like an auto crafter up there, which would be a whole thing. We want like an auto storage system. And the thing is, all of these I'm going to design myself as much as I can. And that's the whole thing with the farms as well. And if we slip through this narrow little crack, we'll pop into a room. And this is what I call the contingency chamber. Basically, because Minecraft is dropping updates in, well, drops now instead of their year-long updates like they used to, stuff is coming out faster, which means more farms are going to be added to the game, or more farm potential is going to be added to the game sooner. which basically means that I need a bigger space where I can start adding item frames and chucking stuff in and all the new items in there to build farms for. And basically, we're just going to keep expanding this every time it fills up. That is essentially the way this is going to go from now. And I do actually have some ideas for new farms too, so I really want to put them into action at some point. Firing on though.
We're going to jump into creative for this one. See, I've had a couple variations of the machine, some using water, others using slime, but you know what, I thought, why not just go incredibly simple with it? Also, I've decided to build it in the nether. Why do I do this to myself? Because furnace. And it's a very simple and efficient machine, and it is basically just like, as I said, any other super smelter that you build on like a beginner level, just with a bit of an automation system, which is semi-automatic, would you believe it? Essentially, it's 25 rows across and then 25 back, pretty much 625 blast furnaces. I'm just realizing now that is a lot of iron, and that's times 3 for every single furnace. That's not even including the hoppers, god damn. Okay, well hopefully that should be enough to smelt over 200,000 drops. One would hope. In addition, as you do sometimes, you know, I may have forgotten to gather the resources for this in survival. Yeah.
To the iron farm! Right, I think we're almost there. Decided to fly here, because why the hell not? I know I have portals in literally every biome, but flying is more fun now. I kind of miss it. Where are my iron farms? I swear they were, try over this way. Wait, what? Where are my iron farms? It's not like they've grown legs and walked off. Can they do that? Can stuff just grow legs and walk off? Okay. I'll keep looking, it's fine. I'm sure they're around here somewhere. Who misplaces an iron farm?
Hey, the Editing Shadow here. So, as it would maybe possibly turn out, I went to the right biome but the wrong coordinates. See, I've been to 2 dark oaks in my time, but I didn't quite remember which one I'd been to for the iron farms, because there was a whole thing about it. Anyway, we got there in the end, and the rest is history, so yeah, let's just leave it there. We finally made it! Ah, yes, finally. Right, so something about the iron farms I do want to explain actually as well is that basically it's just all the same iron farm but copied 5 times. We've got a central one in the middle and then 4 copies of it round the outside, north, east, south and west. And the way this works is because they're so equidistant apart, they don't interfere with each other in the villages. And so if we go jump in the centre for a bit, we should produce the amount of iron we need. All we really need to do is just come into the other side here and we've been on in a jiffy. Anyway, we're almost done. I'm so excited. I honestly can't wait to build this thing. It's going to be insane when it works! We just need to grab a tiny bit of stone and then we'll be on our way. And now, the furnace!
I must harness the infernal rays to become a miner!
Feel like flaming fury! Can we maybe just like blaze over that? Yeah, basically I found an area, and you'll never guess where it is, but yeah, we just need to get it mined out to a variable size, and we can get to work. There we go. And now just a tiny bit more, and that means upwards and downwards. So yay! Why do I do this to myself? Let's just say I haven't built something really this large in the nether before, and this kind of space, yeah, there's something I didn't quite predict for, and it's causing a slight bit of a problem, but we're doing okay. I'm sure we can deal with it. And there we go, now that we've cleared all that. Oh, I actually decided to put some glass on the floor to make a nice little flog effect. I also put some frogs in the ground to create up all the little slimes that keep spawning. But besides from that, it's all looking fairly well. Other than that, let's get blazed! Now it'd just be the inputs and outputs and this very lovely specific shape here, as you can see. All the way down there, just a bunch of them. Well, that really did take much longer than you would ever think to build, but yeah, it's finally done, and also it looks insanely cool, and it's going to be insanely efficient, I hope. Also, the way that it works is really, really cool. I think they move like that because of the repeaters, but it's a really mesmerising and satisfying effect. But of course, what is the point of a stupidly large super smelter without an absolute stupendous amount of thing to smelt?
Now for the numbers. Honestly, I don't even know if I've done this right. So, just looking at numbers, the actual total ores of everything was over 60,000. The drops, however, stupendous, absolute insane. I'm never gonna have to mine again. It's insane. It's crazy. It's omega. Prolific. Glorious, if you will. Over 200,000. Drop. What was that? Did it say age of Infida? Slightly ominous, but it should be fine. Anyway, right, well, I've brought all the ores over. All we need to do now is unleash the flames of hell.
Feel the food.
Hey, look, it's working. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? Even with this many blast furnaces, I think we might have to just... it's done! The time it took, though. You know what? Worth it. We're not even gonna go there. And, yeah, it's basically all in these shulker boxes. The crazy thing is, though, even in shulker box form, the load fills me to the brim. But coming back to the overworld, you, as much as I, must be thinking, how in the hell are you going to store this? We could turn it into blocks, but where's the fun in that? And so, as many of you know by now, I like to cause myself as much pain, torment, and torture when it comes to massively large, omegally stupid, stupendous, crazy, omega, stupid, prolific projects. But without any further ado... Now, I want to introduce you lot to a rather inconvenient piece of machinery I have generously named the Halven Half. Essentially, a machine made up of many halves of things that together should not entirely work, yet somehow they do, involving various new and old game mechanics. See, it's quite simple, really. The very first really quite simple step is to go over to one of these input chests, chuck some stuff in that we want to be stored. Very next thing to do, make sure you do this in the right order, is to click this button to activate the water, make sure the blocks are pulled out, and then go ahead and flick this lever, which is going to send our items up using one of the best game mechanics ever, which has been in the game for so long, and I love it and use it till this day, and it is so incredibly satisfying. It's basically a waterless elevator. All it is a stack of glass blocks going up with whiz blocks surrounding it, meaning the items can't escape but are forced upwards, and you can see them because it's glass. If you have a hole in that glass, however, it shoots out the side with some water to propel it across into the hoppers, which go into the chests. I had to switch worlds because the game crashed for some reason, but if we flick this handy dandy lever here and then flick this one here, all the items shoot to the top because there's no blocks pulled out for output, which means we now have control over the output options on which levels we want the items to shoot out over the certain hopper lines in which they're going to be stored. But of course, without any further ado... And there we go, beautiful. One done, two to do. Gliding swiftly onwards, however, well, this is amazing. I'm shiny, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, everything is so full of life and realistic. I am loving these natural Minecraft shaders. Also, this is my first time using them, like ever. They literally came out overnight while I was planning to build in the area, which is awesome. However, as you may have just seen, there was a big C in the sky. There's also a letter over here, another one here, and another one here. Now for their actual purpose, the water looks amazing, by the way, haha! See, these letters each stand for something. They stand for decoration, construction, combat, and nature. All the separate categories that are in the creative menu when it comes to inventory. And so, this is essentially going to be the place where we're building our storage system. We can have 4 different separate corridors, all color-coded with yellow, blue, red, and green as respective to the separate categories. And within each of them, we can have every single block that you would get in the creative menu, even the ones you're not really allowed to get, like bedrock and end portal frames and stuff like that. But of course, would you believe it, this massively large ensuing project has already been completed. But one last thing before we go though. In the time that I've been making this,
the Copper Golem update is actually somewhat semi-released, and you'll be happy to know that I've actually already made a system for this design that fully integrates them into the machinery, which is crazy because I actually did it on my first try. I've never used these guys before, and I really did shock myself. But besides that, consider checking out my socials. I've been doing a lot over on Twitch recently as well, because I'm currently doing a streamathon, which is where I'm going to be basically streaming for every single day of August. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I will see you all very soon.